Being a Buddhist is all about self-growth and self-meditation. As a Buddhist, you must learn to respect all animals, no matter how big or small. As a Buddhist, you must also learn to self-meditate and have personal and spiritual growth throughout your journey on your trip of the final goal to nirvana.
Buddhists try to avoid killing or harming any living thing. Buddhism is essentially a peaceful religion.
Meditation is extremely important to Buddhists as they value it as their way to enlightenment. Buddhists live a very simple life and have no desire for earthly riches or wealth.
Buddhists are like Christians. They reach out to people no matter their background.
Hi, welcome to the Ethan Podcast! Question number 1. What are the basic beliefs of this religion?
Buddhism is a response to Hinduism. The existence of God is irrelevant. Siddhartha travels and learns a couple things about life as he reaches enlightenment. This is where the religion takes off. Buddhists believe that we suffer because we desire things that are temporary. As Siddhartha travels, he creates the Four Noble Truths. Dukkha, which is suffering. Anicca, which is the doctrine that says everything is changing. And Anatta, which is to rightly see the universe as impermanent and illusory. The fourth is the desire, craving, suffering, and attachment that can be eliminated.
All right, question number 2. What aspects of their religion can you admire or connect with as a Christian to use as conversational starters? In other words, where can you find common ground?
Well, Buddhism and Christianity are very similar in the way that believers of both of the religions interact with each other. So both of the religions agree that it is best to respond to everyone with peace and love, not with disdain and hate. They also accept people no matter what their behavior is or what their past life is. Other than that, though, there are a few ways that other religions relate to one another. There's only a couple.
Question number 3. When getting to know people from this specific religious background, what are the at least 3 key questions you can ask them? Why are these the best questions to ask someone for this particular religion?
Well, the first question that I would ask is, when you say suffering has a purpose, do you mean all suffering, including like the toughest of times? And who can you lean on in these times of trouble, as you have millions and hundreds of gods? And how can life be suffering if some people see it as a gift and some people live in luxury? The second question I would ask is, how does mortality, meditation, and wisdom lead to enlightenment? And if you believe nothing is permanent, how can enlightenment be permanent, and what is that like? Then the third question I would ask is, if Buddhists cannot agree on which scriptural writings and traditions for practice are actually true statements from Buddha, back when he was alive, of course, how can Buddhism as a system and a major religion claim any truth? Now, I believe these questions are really important because not only do they question Buddhism itself, but they really dig deep into the main topics and the major aspects of the religion.
Awesome. Question number 4. Why do they believe about Jesus?
So, what Buddhists believe about Jesus is about the same with every other religion other than Christianity. Many believe that Jesus existed and see him as a special person and a great teacher, but not as a god. There isn't one main belief between the Buddhists and what we think about Jesus, but it is mainly the same.
Question 5. Everyone seems to be reaching for something. Ecclesiastes 3:11. First, summarize what they are searching for or striving for at a core level. What are they seeking most? Second, how does Jesus fulfill those specific needs or desires in their religion?
All right, so Buddhists search for a deeper understanding of life and nature. They want to become one with nature and find a balance in the universe. They are focused on personal and spiritual development. However, nirvana is the ultimate spiritual goal for the Buddhists. Buddhists strive their whole lives to not have any earthly desires and to achieve peace in their life. Jesus can help with this because he gives peace and love out for free when you put your trust in him and give your life to him. They don't have to work for peace anymore if they have Jesus, and he gives it to them freely.
And so our verse that we chose to back this up is Philippians 4:6-7, which says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." And the main reason we chose this verse is because it talks about being anxious and how Buddhists try their whole life to just not have any earthly possessions, and how when they put their faith in Jesus Christ, that he just gives it to them freely.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for answering my questions.
No,
I hope
thank
you
you.
have a great day.